Another week in marketing and some AI advancements, and I thought it would be a good idea to run through the latest updates. Of course, we've got to chat about ChatGPT-5 being launched, but we're also going to mention a few other marketing elements like Cloudflare blocking Perplexity, what Bing says about indexing your website, and then some really cool image generation tools using Ideogram, as well as Google Gemini's video creation tools and how it can change different language settings. So to kick off, not too long ago or this week, ChatGPT announced the release of two models which you can actually download and host on your own local device and essentially run a internet-free desktop-enabled ChatGPT. So it's called GPT-OSS. You've got two models, the 120 and the 20 billion parameter version. You can go and try it out on Hugging Face. Again, we'll include all the links in the video descriptions and comments down below. But you can try it out on Hugging Face. Essentially, this is a free-to-use tool that you can host on your own computer and use ChatGPT as you would online. And they only announced this a few days ago. You see the August the 5th. And then 2 days later, we got the live stream from OpenAI launching GPT-5. Now, for me, this was a little bit underwhelming. It was kind of pitched by Sam Altman as completely game-changing, and all it seems to do is really beat its levels of performance from GPT-4. There are a few things which are new, which I thought were notable. And that is you can now connect your Google Calendars and Gmail, so you can actually interact with emails you've been receiving, or your calendar, and GPT-5 can go and create schedules for you, understand where you are busy, open up time slots for you, and essentially add in any other life elements. So you might want some exercise or socializing time, and it can really read this for you. The other couple of updates were to personalities, changing the color scheme, and I think there was quite a large jump in the ability to code, so kind of zero or one shot coding elements to create apps or games. It was fairly impressive. You're welcome to watch the live stream link, probably from some of the most socially awkward people I've ever seen present. But if we take you over to GPT, you'll see straight away there's a different color. Apparently GPT-5 is really fond of the color purple, so when you're designing that may come out. But if you head over to your profile and we hit customize GPT, what you're going to see is the section here that says what personality should GPT have. Now it's set on default, but you can go and change it. I'm going to head to Cynic and then save that and actually see what that does. So should I open a self-storage facility in downtown New York? I'm going to keep that question because I want to ask it in a different personality type. Oh wow. Okay, so you can see the cynic coming out. If you're asking whether you can open a self-storage facility in downtown New York, the answer is technically yes. The same way you can technically climb Everest in flip-flops. So I think we immediately see the cynic coming out, and it's certainly a different personality type. So I'm going to go ahead and change that now to, let's go with a nerd. Save that, and it's only for new chat. So I'm going to open up a new chat, but I'm going to ask exactly the same question. Let's see what the answer is. And I think one thing you'll notice from GPT-5 is they've mentioned it's much quicker than GPT-4, but I'm not really seeing that in the performance. And yep, there we go. We can see a completely different take. It's a different personality. It's essentially responding as there's a curious sparkle and asking whether it's open a storage facility in downtown New York. The city pulses with bustle, but let's sidestep the hype and unfurl this question methodically. That's interesting, and it goes ahead and asks, what should we do following up, next steps. So interesting, something to play with. Next, we got news out of Search Engine Journal that Cloudflare actually blocked traffic from Perplexity. Now, Cloudflare is essentially a tool to ensure that you're not getting erroneous traffic or anything coming through that you don't really want on your website. And they reported that Perplexity was, let's just say, being a little bit naughty, and they were stealth crawling. Now, what that means is they were changing or rotating IP addresses and popping onto websites and downloading or indexing as much information as they could, even when on the specific website in your robots.txt file it actually said do not allow the crawling of this information. And although that's not a strict law, it is what these bots should do. It should see your robots.txt, see that it doesn't want it indexed, and not look at that information. But it can be ignored, and certainly it looks like Perplexity was doing this. So what does that mean? It means if you have security on your website and you're specifically using Cloudflare, you may well be blocking traffic from the source. So if you're not familiar with Perplexity, we can head over to the platform. Again, we'll include all these links. And I'm going to ask a simple question like, should I have insurance on my self-storage unit? Let's see what that comes up with. And you see immediately it goes ahead and starts searching different plans. It gives me those reference elements and it asks the question. Now, there's nothing specifically noteworthy in the response, but what you'll find is if you have Cloudflare, it has blocked that traffic. So you might not necessarily show as one of the potential search results at the top here, which means potential loss in traffic, potentially loss in someone coming through to your site and converting to an inquiry or a move-in. Why this is more interesting is because we believe that more and more of these platforms will look at these bots, certainly ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, Grok. If they're not following these kind of guidelines for your robots file, we may see more and more blocking of this type of indexing and searching. And then moving on, Bing have come out and said that in order to show in your AI search results, they recommend that you just follow your best SEO guideline practices. I think the person who kind of mentioned this was Fabrice Canal, who I think is the operations director at Bing. And certainly we're seeing the same sort of information come out of Google. Google's essentially saying follow SEO best practice, and that should have you showing on AI search results. Now, we are seeing something slightly different in the self-storage industry, and I'll show you what I mean. We did a quick search for what size self-storage do I need to store my 2-bedroom flat. Typical question that one of our customers might ask. And we'll see the search results on this side came up with 2 South African results, because I'm based in Cape Town, South Africa, and then 2 American results in the AI overview. And you can see the kind of response it's given. And interestingly, it has given us the response in square feet. That's because it's coming from the American sources, where in South Africa, most people would look at square meters. What's going to be interesting here is this is the AI overview, and these are the results. And then if we look down at the organic, it is fully dominated by the South African results and the South African websites. Only 2 of them certainly appear in the AI search results. So that's interesting that we've got different results for organic to AIO. And what this would tell us is that following SEO best practice is certainly a good thing and certainly recommended by the search agents at this stage. However, the results show that they are slightly different. And so there are some nuances. Here at Digital First, we actually have kind of reverse engineered how these results show, and we've started implementing some updates to our content structure, our schema markup, and certainly even just the copy that we're using. That's something to take note of, I think, if you are running a self-storage facility. And then perhaps something a little bit more fun or interesting. The software program Ideogram has launched this character model. Now you only get free or 10 free characters to create, but it really solves an issue that we've been finding across AI, video and image generation, which is trying to create a consistent character. So I'm going to go ahead and start saying create a new character. I'm going to upload an image that I've got of myself. And now we can describe what we want to see. There are different templates to use, and you can see, you can put yourself on a pack of cards, professional portrait, centurion's painting. I think that might be quite fun. But I'm going to go ahead and say, make this person a mad scientist standing in a self-storage unit. Let's have a look at what that does. Let's click generate. It's going to have a couple, I think it gives you 4 different options at the end of it, and you'll see at the top right, I've only got 8 character generations left. You can of course go and pay for the service if that's something you're looking for, and the reason that I'm specifically bringing this one up is that Gemini can do this as well, and certainly there are various other programs, this one just at the moment being quite free. So I've got my mad scientist images, and as you can see, they're really quite realistic from the original image. So I don't really like this one at the bottom. It looks like I'm not mad, but angry. I suppose that's one way to interpret what I've asked. This one seems a bit plain. That one could be, but that certainly looks the most mad to me. So I'm going to go ahead and download this one, and I'll keep that for later because I want to head across to Google Gemini. Now in Gemini, we're actually able to create a little video using the image that I've just created, and we can translate anything into any language. So you do have to have the Gemini Pro version, so this is a paid version if you're going to try this out, but I'm going to go ahead and click video, which will then allow me to generate video using VO3. I'll upload the image we've just created in Ideogram, and then let's make us talk. What should we say? Generate a video with this character saying that I love self-storage, digital marketing, in, let's say, French. The character voice should be a male. Just a little bit more context for it. So I'm going to hit go and see what that does. Now you'll see the Ideogram generated the videos, I would say, quite quickly. Only took a few seconds. Video generation naturally is going to take a touch longer. It recommends kind of a 1 to 2 minute period, which is still pretty good if you're generating video straight off the bat. Having recently attended a Google AI video generation webinar, I've seen that it's added all African languages. So we tried Afrikaans earlier today, and certainly I've seen it chat through in Zulu. So languages is something that it can easily handle, and you can see I typed in English, so you can really make it do anything you like. And this is handy for your own marketing. If you want to create language-specific adverts in your Google Ads or Meta Ads platforms to talk to specific groups. And again, we know that self-storage is a location-driven business, so you'd have to look at the demographics of your own facility. What can help with that is if you pop into Google Analytics, take a look at specific store landing pages, and then take a look at the language setting of the browsers that are arriving. You should get a percentage split of what you're seeing visit your website and those specific stores, and that may lend you to open up a new campaign in a very specific language that will talk to your specific target audience. Again, you can use your own ads that you've created or build any AI video. So it looks like we've got a little video. Let's see what it says.
J'aime le marketing digital pour le self-stockage.
Okay.
J'aime le
I hope that
marketing
was good
digital
enough
pour
to
le
be
self-stockage.
French, and it looks like I had a little bit of a pause at the end there, which is maybe a bit awkward, but you could always cut that off. That's what we've got for this week. Please let me know what videos you created, what you'd like to see, and what you think of the new developments.